One Piece?
This is not One Piece. What, was that monkey black?
They're black-facing. Okay, you have to get them off the screen as quickly as possible.
Stevenson, you've been a very naughty boy. What are the people in Japan thinking? This game sucks. You blew my boy. We can't play this game. There's a monkey named and a monkey who does blackface.
Okay, hold on. That's a rubber thing you're on right now. You're in lava. You're in magma. You're in a magma concert right now.
Bro, these all these attacks that force you to spin up the analog stick are so lame. I'm not supposed to die there. I got Captain Ook. Sure. Cameras in old video games are
awful.
Notoriously bad.
Dennis. What do you think of Denny's?
I haven't been there in forever. I don't know, have you been to a Denny's?
Once and only once, and it's one of the it was during one of the worst road trip experiences I've ever had, when family road trips were a thing we still did.
Well, that's always when people go to Denny's.
Well, my sister's, every time we went on a road trip, no matter what, without fail, she would get, car sick or road sick, whatever you call it. Yeah, she would throw up, and she would throw up a lot, and because I'm in the back seat next to her, can't go anywhere, I would just have to deal with, having the smell of right beside me with, the bag that she was holding. Because, we couldn't just, stop and, throw it out the window or whatever, right? You know how, the smell of it just has this effect where, it makes you want to throw up as well after putting up with it for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened, and then I had to throw up as well, and there was just... a Denny's was the nearest thing to us. So we went to a Denny's, literally with the express purpose of me throwing up there, and when one throws up, you're averse to, whatever it is you ate, or whatever you ate.
Yeah.
I could word that better. The thing you eat before you throw up, you're gonna be really apprehensive about, and also the thing after. My stepdad was insisting that, oh, you gotta eat, you just threw up a lot, you gotta eat, my guy, you gotta eat, you gotta up, you gotta eat, my guy! But it was Denny's food, so I just had to stock up on Denny's pancakes, even though I really didn't want to. He just was really adamant about it. So of course, I just threw up again. So whenever I think Denny's, I just think of throwing up a lot.
My brother one time, there's this restaurant, it's called Cracker Barrel. I don't know if you've ever been to it or heard of it.
We do not have those here, but I've seen the internet historian video.
You know what it is, yeah. My brother had a sort of similar experience where he threw up in a Cracker Barrel. He just happened to go there on a night where it was packed, and for whatever reason, my mom and dad were like, we're having Cracker Barrel. We are having Cracker Barrel. We are not getting anything else other than Cracker Barrel. And so my brother, who was like, you know when you look at someone and they just look like they're gonna throw up, right?
Yeah, but parents just do not have the knowledge to well, not that they don't have the knowledge, but they just can't correctly identify it, so they just insist you're fine.
Well, sometimes they can, and sometimes they can. So we were also kind of on a road trip too. The place that we stopped to get dinner when we finally made it to our location was a Cracker Barrel. So my brother was munching on these peanuts, and eventually he just was about to throw up, and I was sitting next to him, but I eventually just stood up because I looked at him, and
you could tell pretty quickly.
I don't know why. He went through this period of time specifically where he just had a lot of stomach problems. Eventually, he was at that critical point where he's oh, I'm gonna throw up. It's gonna happen.
It's over.
And so
that's cool.
So he had a peanut in his hand and he put it down. And my brother's not the type to pick up something and then put it down. That's what tipped me off that he was about to throw up. And so he stood up, and they're this restaurant was full, right? That's why we're waiting in the peanut area, the peanut gallery. And so he tried to get up to ask to hey, where's the bathroom? But those words didn't come out. Instead, what came out was him just vomiting. He just vomited in the main lobby of this Cracker Barrel. There's just a bunch of peanut shells on the ground. And so the peanut shells were getting mixed in with his and he kept going. And it was so bad that he was able to walk the entire way. Well, not walk, but hurriedly sprint from where he was to the bathroom. There was just a literal trail of me and my family have never eaten a Cracker Barrel since.
Well, much like that, I've never eaten at a Denny's since. Dude, the smell of stomach acid might actually just be the worst thing in the world.
Not the worst thing,
no,
but it's pretty up there.
I would say it's up there.
You can't think of anything that smells worse than stomach acid, really?
Yeah, there's stuff that's more pungent and stronger than that, obviously, but the thing about stomach acid smell, you get a hint of it for longer than a minute and you are just going to throw up. Instills an instinct in your stomach or something. Well, for me on those those road trips at least. I didn't get to mention it about the Denny's trip, but like the timing of us going to that Denny's, like the era that was in, they had TVs in the Denny's, as was custom, as you just had TVs in restaurants back at that time.
Have TV, yeah.
Yeah, and they were just perpetually airing that Shrek ad while we were there.
How did Denny's put the magic of DreamWorks into their new kids menu? That's a secret. Kind of. Introducing DreamWorks.
It's kind of funny.
Oh, dude, one's got a receding hairline.
The bald one is buffing my Oh my god, the receding ones are stronger.
They have nothing left to lose but everything to gain.
Truer words have never been spoken. Never fight a man in a 1v1 who has a receding hairline. You will lose.
Dude, the bald man meta.
I mean, that's why Andrew Tate is so powerful.
Same with Mr. Clean. I feel like you would find that...
Speak no evil!
Okay, okay.
But I want to get, like, one life for,
Jimmy Neutron, more like?
Mervin,
but I love the Joker.
Homie!
Dude, Marge Simpson is like one of the few voices that I just cannot do an impression of for the life of me. I've never smoked anything in my life, and that's probably why I can't do it. You're a sad, strange little man, you know that? Bro, Toy Story? Call that Soy Story.
Monko Polo!
Homunculus.
Free my man, NBA Youngboy.
Free NBA Youngboy!
My controller doesn't go straight. I got a gay controller, dude.
Well, you are gay.
What's your opinion on Pyro Cynical?
He was funny once, he's not funny now.
Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin Among Us. Shoot the Wawa.
The Wawa. The Wawa.
Wawa. Gotta go to Wawa. Wawa. Enemy AC 130, get down! Use a gun!
Girl with a gun. Dude, the Loch Ness Monster. You found it.
I got a bad feeling about this. I've never played Super Mario. What? It just pushes me off. I want Kevin. Come on, Rigby! Suicide! Its head is not supposed to be walked on, but that's clearly what you are supposed to do. I'm just walking up it, and this time, arbitrarily, for no reason at all, it just decides to work. He's doing squats! You are not hitting me off. See, I literally fell off, bro. Oh my goodness gracious.
Do you feel like a glowing brain genius for that?
No, I feel...
Chef Boyardee.
Did you eat that growing up?
It's alright as far as slop meals go.
I like in Dark Souls where I can always like hit the people I'm fighting. I say that as if I ever played it. We are using the fly guy.
Try Guys? What the? Okay, we can't play this.
Jamie.
It's called a repressed memory. You can't have much longer left.
Yeah, that's what we all thought about my grandma.
Bringing dead relatives into this.
I
Classic.
can bring Joe Biden into this. Do you like hot showers or cold showers?
Hot showers, obviously.
Okay, so you are normal. Well, I know times where it's like, I would like to just have a cold shower. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm just covered in filth or some like I'm covered in a bunch of mud, like, no matter what the water is, I just want to get the mud off me. You know what I'm saying?
I can't think of a scenario where I've, like, gotten completely head to toe covered in mud, so, like, yeah, you do you, though.
You never been covered in mud?
No. Magnets, how do they work?
I'm a negative person, so you positively get affected to me, right? Like, we attract each other. So I'm very negative, and you're very positive, famously.
Famously. Don't let him get into that. You're gonna have problems.
Oh? Don't do that. Bad.
What does it tell you about YouTube that there are no Filthy Frank-like channels anymore, but those toy channels from 2016 that everybody made fun of for being, like, awful and disgusting, those are still a thing to this day. What does that tell you? Have I ever told you I'm a big fan of Cursey Headrest?
That's actually funny. Now it's no longer funny. Women will bake bread into toast and call it a discovery.
Dude, this is just Half-Life now. Jimmy, you may be an 8-year-old, but we're sending you to Black Mesa. Dude, it's De Glocke. That stupid thing that probably isn't real.
I'll pick the cookie up, and then I put it back down, and then I punched my wife in the face. She's a clown.
That's how an abused child laughs.
Emily Yukis is one of those names that's just like so distinct that I don't forget it. So whenever I go to a restaurant and order food, the meal that I always get will always be something terrible just by luck, by horrible coincidence and luck.
It's just a curse.
It's not so much a curse, it's just a prophecy. Like, it is going to happen.
Dog, I ordered a taco, not what is this? It looks like a blunt.
And I don't want to sound like too like stuck up of like, you know, like whenever I go to these restaurants, like it's the chef's fault, it's the cook's fault. It's like, no, I know it's not the chef's fault, like it technically is, but like, come. What?
I hate this. Dude, it's that Sandy image.
Are you more of a waffle or a pancake type of person?
Honestly, I'm not too keen on either, but if you asked me when I was like, if I was like very hungry and it's like, oh, what do you want, waffles or pancakes, those are choices, I'd probably go waffle.
Who do you like more, Mario or Sonic?
To be entirely honest with you, Sonic games, more fun. In terms of like who's brought what to the world, I think Mario brought more value to the world than Sonic has. We all know what Sonic has brought to the world.
You think Mario is more valuable as a pillar of society than Sonic?
Yeah. I've got a biggie for you. What do you unironically think about time travel and its like implications if that were real? Time travel has just been invented, like how up do you think that's gonna get us?
If time travel existed, but you could only go back 5 seconds, would it really matter at that point? I assume when you say time travel, like you mean like obviously going back like theoretically like hundreds of years, like to any point in time that previously existed or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if time travel is like possible as a technology. I couldn't even fathom it being real.
And then there's like the whole thing of like, oh, like how different would the world be if I went to like, I don't know, 1877 and took a walk down this specific road? What were to happen if I were to kick a rock or kick a pine cone? Yeah, and then suddenly like the Russian Empire never collapses and then like America splits up into like 6 million different countries and is at war with each other forever, like China used to be in medieval times. That or like you sneeze on a rock and somebody gets infected by your sneeze disease from the future and then like somebody very important dies.
You can be really weird with it. Yeah, just going way back in time and
Sneezing.
fucking, well, not only sneezing, but just like
Burping.
being there in and of itself.
I think time travel would probably be like the literal worst thing that could happen to humanity, honestly. I think there are just some things that we are quite literally too stupid to have, like, under our thumb, and I think that is definitely one of them. We should never get access to that.